Dr. Zakir Naik. Zakir Abdul Karim Naik, conceived October 18, 1965, is an Indian open speaker and essayist regarding the matter of Islam and similar religion. He ventures widely and has been highlighted at numerous Islamic gatherings. A restoration specialist via preparing, Naik endeavors to clear what he considers misguided judgments about Islam, utilizing the Qur'an, Hadith, and different religious sacred writings as a premise while additionally spreading Dawah, Islamic proselytism. History and background. He learned at St. Peter's High School and Kishinchand Chellaram College. Afterward, he got a 4-year certification in pharmaceutical at the Karnataka Lingayat Education Society's J.N. Restorative College, Belgaum, Karnataka. He heads the Islamic Research Foundation, situated in Mumbai. He is additionally the director of the IRF Educational Trust, and the leader of Islamic Dimensions. Naik is the author of the Islamic International School. His views. Naik cases to offer a reasonable comprehension of Islam. Different parts of Islamic law, Sharia, he says, may appear to be irrational to non-Muslims, or non-honing Muslims. Naik claims these guidelines are sensible. Islam, in his view, is the most ideal lifestyle since its lessons constitute reasonable answers to the issues of humanity. Icon worship in Islam. Naik was once asked, Muslims go on a journey to Mecca and love the Kaaba by circumambulating it and kissing the dark stone. Is that not an icon adoring? Naik answered, it is not symbol love. The Kaaba speaks with a typical heading for supplication, and by revolving around it, Muslims feel that there is one God on the inside. Muslims kiss the Kaaba simply because Muhammad kissed it. Naik goes ahead to state, which Hindu will remain in the symbol of their divinity. In any case, Muhammad remained on the Kaaba amid the call for supplication amid early circumstances of Islam. This is the best verification that there is no icon venerate in Islam, yet exhibit in Hinduism. Appropriation in Islam. Naik trusts that Muslims are permitted to embrace kids, however that such reception can't have a lawful status under Islamic law. Giving the received youngster a legitimate name, of the parent, is something he considers illegal. Likewise, once the youngster grows up, the female individuals from the family must regard him as a non-mahram, stranger, and watch hijab, be hidden, in his presence. Discipline for apostasy. Naik trusts that the Islamic directive recommending demise for heresy, the individuals who leave the confidence, is legitimized. He looks at it to capital punishments dispensed to national tricksters, armed force officers' defects identity the illustration referred to, and declares that defectors fall into the same category. Music. Naik declares that all instrumental music is haram, illegal, with the exception of a one-membrane drum. Riba, or interest. Naik trusts that Muslims ought not get, give, or witness intrigue-related money-related exchanges. He pronounces that it is haram, prohibited, for Muslims to possess and utilize MasterCards. He additionally says that taking credits or getting protection is precluded. He takes this further and says that it is likewise taboo for Muslims to work in banks. His supporters guarantee that his remarks are important just with regards to banks managing premium. Islamic dietary laws. Attentive Muslims don't eat pork. Naik contends that pork is illegal in light of the fact that the sun is a messy creature by nature, and that its substance is the wellspring of numerous sicknesses. The pig is one of the filthiest creatures on earth. It lives and flourishes with filth, dung, and soil. It is the best scrounger that I realize that God has created. Naik is likewise trusting that eating routine has mental/moral results, and one is the thing that one eats. The pig is the most bold creature on the substance of the earth. It is the main creature that welcomes its companions to have intercourse with its mate. In America, a great many people expend pork. Ordinarily, after moved parties, they have swapping of the spouses. Many say you lay down with my significant other and I will lay down with your better half. If you eat pigs then you act like pigs. He likewise says, eating of pork can cause no under 70 unique sorts of maladies. A man can have different helmets like roundworm, pinworm, hookworm, and so on. Hijab. Naik underpins the act of hijab, or Islamic humility for both men and ladies. He composes that in Islam, a lady is required to cover herself completely aside from her face and hands up to her wrists. He asserts that Islam along these lines shields ladies from the desire of men. For men, he recommends turning away from the ladies, if shameless musings enter their psyches. Naik goes ahead to state, assume there are twin sisters. While strolling down the road, one of them is wearing a smaller than normal skirt, while the other is wearing the hijab with everything secured with free garments aside from the hands up to the wrist. On the off chance that there is an evildoer, why should holding up bother a young lady? Which young lady will he prod? He will prod the young lady wearing smaller than expected skirt. Polygamy. Mike contends that polygamy, or the Muslim routine with regards to taking up to 4 spouses, is defended as it is to the great advantage of both ladies and men. He asserts it secures the unobtrusiveness of the ladies, while shielding men from going off to some faraway place. He writes on his site that human guys are polygamous by nature and that a man is more averse to cheat on the off chance that he has more than one spouse. He is likewise trusting that there are more eligible ladies than men on the planet in cases. In the event that each lady got hitched to just a single man, there would be more than 30 million females in U.S.A, 4 million females in Great Britain, 5 million females in Germany and 9 million females in Russia who might not discover a spouse. Hence the main 2 choices before a lady who can't discover a spouse is to wed a wedded man or to end up plainly open property. The numbers he refers to appear to be obsolete, coming from the time numerous men had passed on as of late in World War II. These days, there are a larger number of guys conceived than females. From a simple math perspective, it would be no issue to coordinate each lady with a male. Naik focuses to Quran 4:3 to clarify the Muslim position on polygamy. This verse clarifies that a man can take more than one spouse just on the off chance that he can treat them similarly. On the off chance that he can't do this, he ought to have an association with just a single spouse as well as what your correct hands have, i.e. female slaves and courtesans. A lady's value as a witness. Quran 2:282 says that 2 female witnesses are equivalent to 1 male witness. As per Naik's translation, this verse bargains just with money-related exchanges and murder cases. Naik says, in monetary exchanges, 2 men are favored. Islam anticipates that man will be the providers of their families. Since the monetary obligation is carried by men, they are required to be knowledgeable in money-related exchanges when contrasted with the ladies. As a momentary alternative, the witness can be 1 man and 2 ladies, so that on the off chance that one of the ladies blunders, the other can remind her. Nike extends this idea to kill cases and says, the ladylike state of mind can likewise affect the observer in a murder case. In such conditions a lady is more panicked when contrasted with a man. Because of her passionate condition she can get confounded. In this manner, 2 female witnesses are comparable to 1 male witness. Charity. Islam endorses zakat, or mandatory philanthropy towards other Muslims. 9. Ideally, every Muslim who has resources in gold, silver, domesticated animals, investment funds, and monetary forms that surpass the nisab level should give 2.5% of those advantages each lunar year to philanthropy. Naik trusts that if Muslims took over Islamic law in such manner, destitution among Muslims could be eliminated. The arraignment of criminals. Between Muslims, Sharia recommends the death penalty for wrongdoings, for example, murder and assault, unless the casualty's family either pardons the guilty party or gets blood cash, or both. Naik trusts that these punishments are important to counteract assault and kill, and that these punishments would at least make for a more secure society. Reasonable nourishment in Islam. In a 2006 TV appearance, Naik proclaimed that it was illegal for Muslims to eat prasad. Prasad is sustenance offered to Hindu gods and afterward imparted to loved ones. It is accepted to pass on favors and favorable luck. Naik said that an excessive number of Muslims say Bismillah over the nourishment, and eat it to satisfy their companions. Naik claims that the accompanying verse from the Qur'an precludes the eating of prasad. Eat not of meats, on which Allah's name has not been articulated, that would be offended. In any case, the detestable ones ever rouse their companions to fight with you. If ye were to obey them, I would without a doubt be pagans. Qur'an 6:121. Wishing Christians a Merry Christmas. In a 2003 discourse in Toronto, Naik states that it is illegal for Muslims to wish their Christian companions a cheerful Christmas. Naik trusts that this normal welcome recognizes Jesus as a child of God and is hence sacrilege for Muslims. Actualizing Sharia in India. Naik composes that while he acknowledges that India by and by enables Muslims to have their very own law, Muslims in India would incline toward the Islamic criminal law, Sharia, to be executed on all Indians since it is the most practical. Some have condemned Naik for attempting to subvert essential democratic rights in India, for advancing Sharia, by abusing similar flexibilities given to him in the Indian majority rules system. He is viewed as one of the main parasitic intellectual jihadis in the vote-based world. Thus, a parasitic intellectual jihad is one who abuses the very flexibility and equivalent rights given to him in a non-Muslim dominant part country to subvert the same for non-Muslims. Verbal confrontations and dialogues. Naik some of the time partakes in banters as a feature of his open exercises. His supporters discover two occasions remarkable. Verbal confrontation in Chicago. One of the highlighted exercises at the 2000 Chicago ICNA conference, a social occasion of America.